Hey everybody, welcome back. Slay the Spire. We're on Ascension level 16. Things are getting very, very real and very, very difficult. How about, I gotta be honest with you. A relic is a relic. It could be amazing. I've been getting a lot of mileage out of the tempo and the flexibility of choosing an early card. And honestly, I was kind of hoping to see like a rare, which is maybe a little optimistic, but I think I would go Compile Driver. It's damage, it's draw, it can slice, it can dice, it can even make julienne fries. Do people say that? People were saying that like crazy in the 90s. And if you don't remember that, well, all I'll say is I don't think you were really there. I don't think you were really there. Well, I don't think this guy's going to be here much longer, to be honest with you. He won't be in Rush Hour 3. I knew I was drawing Zap because it was the only card we hadn't played. I'll take one Melter. And I love the start. We've added 2 attacks. Okay, now this would have been a real nice time to draw a defend of some sort, but that's okay. Because this guy's going to give us boot sequence at the end of this fight. I personally guarantee it. I choose to take no more damage. And we ruin your life, right? We could have killed you in any number of different ways. I don't love this skip. I'm going to take a go for the eyes. I don't love the skip early. I do love the remove, and I think we've added enough attack. Just looking at my deck. Upgrades are nice, but I think I would rather give ourselves the chance to get some relics. Like, we don't have, like, anything in the deck right now where I'm looking at it and going, like, oh, like, we don't need to worry about adding anything else on this floor. I think, if anything, we have to worry about adding a lot to our deck right now. It's got some decent attacks, but no killer apps so far. I'll take Sweeping Beam. I tend to not like it, but immediately vindicated, I think, actually, even if we don't get it. I gotta think about some numbers here. Give me a second. It would be nice to kill one of you. And the easiest way to do that is this and then this. And then we'll weaken one more. And I'm simply not in the market for playing a speed potion with 1 defense. And I think we had to do damage on the first turn because we got to take these guys out at some point. So let's sweep and draw. Dual cast. And I can take out another one, take 4 damage. I mean, we're going to be in tight against the elite, but this is kind of why we kept our potions around. I think if there's anything, I mean, last video, the final run ended up being quite nice, but I need to play slower to hopefully not put ourselves in a position where it takes us 3 runs to get something off the ground. But we also have to be kind to ourselves because it's a hard game, man. Don't lose sight of that as we get to Ascension 16 here. I mean, things are getting real serious. We might be in a nightmare here. Like, you're just gonna kill me next turn, right? Ah, saved. Chat, is this real? This is the run? I'll compile on you. I'll streamline you. I feel like I gotta dual cast you. If we don't die, we have to play dual cast, which means we probably should have played streamline, but... so in spite of everything I just said, I think we might literally be dead, but... I'm gonna do my best to hold on here. 1 damage. Well, we might live. We're not looking, like, too optimistic, but this is, like, genuinely the worst elite that we could have fought early, and he gave us the Courier, something that... I think it's fair to say is not what we're looking for. So it puts us in kind of a death spiral, but you know what? We're holding Toy Ornithopter, which is a nice little relic to get. This fight, in theory, shouldn't be so bad, I hope. I'm not going to use a vulnerability potion. It's just, like, so low value here. And we need... taking damage is not great, but we need the orbs out there, so we have the kind of economy of damage to make, like, a dual cast pop for us. So... now, maybe I actually would use a vulnerability potion, which, admittedly, I should do the math before I do it, but I didn't. You might die. I'm not willing to take the chance that you don't. It was 2 1 in 3 chances, and I mean, that's too risky for a guy like me. So I'm content to dead draw Streamline, though it's a little bothersome, because that's supposed to be like one of our better cards. Every turn that we have an orb and we don't take damage, we are getting closer to kind of threading the needle on what should be a very difficult fight. Like, again, orbs and not taking damage. We're basically like 1 or 2 attacks away from winning here. Unfortunately, not those 2 attacks, but we get you next turn. So we lived! We lived! Give me a potion, please. The boot and a strength potion, and I think I need the reinforced body. I like genetic algorithm, but I think we need the reinforced body. Realistically, we're just not going to kill an elite without dying on 9 HP. So, I mean, I'm a different kind of beast. I think starting with an artifact opens up some flexibility for us, and Fairy in a Bottle, possibly, it allows me to stay alive, or if we're being a little bit cheeky, might give me the opportunity to actually fight this super elite up here. And it's a very risky decision, but I think it's a very interesting decision that I'm interested in giving it. I mean, like, basically, if you want to think about it, like, it gives us a relic. That's 86 gold for a relic, which is a pretty sick deal. I'm not adding a cold snap just to add it until I know that we're in like a defrag type build. Give me a second here, because I don't know why I thought we would be able to remove something, but I'm actually thrilled to buy Equilibrium. Why? Because I get you confused with the mask, the smiling mask. It's my bad, but still. Okay, so you, at the end of your turn, you gain 12 block every time? Are you crazy? That's like impossible to deal with. You must have lost your mind. Obviously, I gotta wake you up. Well, I would be insanely surprised if we don't use Fairy in a Bottle. Oh, but then it comes down. Okay, understood. Understood. We have to play Melter, and then it's kind of like extend the run. Like, make the Fairy in a Jar last as long as possible. If we play this for 2, we're feeling pretty good because we get 1 more turn and we'll avoid the strength down, I think, and we'll eat the dex down. I think we might get out of this with our potion still intact. Certainly, if it's going to work, it would look like that. Yeah, okay. Bottled lightning, brother. Okay. Okay. A leap is good, but we just added 2 blocks. I think we can afford this skip. And then, honestly, I mean, reinforced body is crazy. Equilibrium is crazy. We're rarely going to need more than 13 block. And if we get a boot sequence, we can play Equilibrium and then hold the boot sequence for a turn to see if we need a 0-cost block on the next turn. The reinforced body is really good too. But I think I like the idea. Like, until they're upgraded, this is basically the same block for the same price, but we also get retain. And the defense is going to be helpful. And I'm not talking about the Ancients, Ice Frog. Okay, obviously, we want to do a lot of damage. Streamline getting worth 5 more means something to me. I'm not rest. As long as we got Fairy in a Bottle, I don't feel like we need to rest. Now, I'm very confident that we are going to use Fairy in a Bottle on the next turn, just due to the way that things lined up here. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that for tempo. And I would say Fairy in a Bottle, you did amazing work for us, and I greatly appreciate the strength that you gave me and keeping me alive here. We could have stalled you, but 55 is not like a horrible place to be splitting you. And I think, like, very sensible to just say, like, I'll eat 12 damage, but only have to deal with 1 of these guys. And a bullseye. Now, let me take a peek at you, because you're going to split at 27. I could hit you for 24, and then you'll go down to 20, 17, 2 times 17. Or we could stall you for 1 turn, but we don't know what we're going to draw next turn. You're going to get hit for 8. 8 takes you to 36. 8 again will take you to 28. I think we stall. It felt like a borderline call. Well, it actually worked out like amazingly because I could just kill you instead. But even if we hadn't drawn dual cast, I think we were still looking pretty good. Now here's a different one because I tend to take buffer here. Hyper Beam even might be playable with our artifacts, but I think Bias Cognition with the built-in artifact, like we're not even relying on Panacea to play it, that seems great to me. And then here, I mean, there's a temptation to take Frozen Core. I think that Busted Crown is a non-starter. We need more cards. And in particular, we need better cards. Like, we won our last run basically just playing rare powers, right? 1 plasma is something. I tend not to like it, but also that plasma would stick around because I don't evoke that many orbs. But that is the same reasoning that has me thinking that Frozen Core would be like a nice little boost of passive block. Yeah, I'm going to take Frozen Core. Now we need to, now that we're going like, the best card in our deck, I think, is Bias Cognition. So how should we structure the card choices? More lightning, I think. We need more lightning. Or more evokes, at least. Let's start this way and see how the mood strikes us. Like, I think this is beautiful, man. And we get to start with, I mean, 6 frost per orb? Like, that's crazy, man. And surely there's, like, more defense in the deck somewhere. I'll level with you. I'm the kind of guy that, like, doesn't like to take damage, so I'll choose to take none and we still get 6 block next turn. As long as we have an empty orb slot, we're getting 6 free block per turn. Am I okay taking 1 damage for some tempo? I think this is a situation where I would say, oh, I'm not even going to take 1 damage, man. Because we're getting another orb. I should have known. Wait, this is actually kind of going crazy. And now, basically, you're unable to harm me. I get 18 passive block, and if I start evoking orbs, it just gets even better. I'm starting to think that advice of slowing down is actually pretty good. Who would have thought, man? Who would have thought? And now we actually have, like, a viable compile driver. I'd still love to get more damage orbs, though. I don't think we need a second melter. I think the deck, like, is okay now because of the relics that we got. So I feel like we kind of, like, fulfilled the purpose we originally set out for on the first floor, which is kind of surprising to me. Listen, you're not going to attack next turn. So in my head, I'm like, why not just play this? We can just play Streamline next turn when you go for the debuff. And I hate to be debuffed, but it's worth it to get the extra focus out there, for sure. You do have, like, 1 turn where you do, like, 30 damage if you live long enough, so we want to be a little careful about that, but it's nice to have the passive block. And I gotta remember that with this deck, the setup that we have with it, dual cast is actually, like, a huge net positive for us, because we can evoke an orb, and then it'll also give us 6 block on the backside. And I understand the phrasing there, but like, this is, we're very comfortable right now, but let's not get overconfident. Moving these orbs around makes a lot of sense to me now, especially since it came pre-upgraded. And you know what? I mean, Tempest could do some serious work for us. It's true. But a membership card fairly early is also mighty tempting, man. Assuming we get some gold at some point. I got the HP base to let it fly on this. What do you got for me? Enchiridion? Random power that costs 0 every combat? I can live with that. And here's what I'm going to do, okay? We're going to step in here. I'm actually, like, stunned that I can afford. So I will take a cool-headed, honestly. And then I will rest. I'm going to consider... We basically traded a node for a power. Now, sometimes the power is going to be good, like now. And sometimes it's not going to be that good. But that's still... That's an absolute win as far as I'm concerned. So we'll play Equilibrium. We'll play Melter. We still want Bias to show up. The earlier, the better. And I don't really care about setting up a compile driver. I really want to draw, like, my best cards. And I don't want to add wounds. Where's my bias? Bro, where's my freaking bias? So we're going to have 12 block. We can take it to 15. And then play like this and this. Like, you don't really want to slow play this guy. But bias cognition makes the whole run come together. Like, now I got a lot more room to work with. It'd be nice to have some lightning out there, but that can come in time. So 35 damage. Tedious. We're on 38 damage, so I got no problem hitting you with something like that. And I got no problem cool heading and, you know, getting the lightning orb closer to the front. We might need to pop an attack potion, but I'm hoping it's not the case. And this, again, they say there's no such thing as a free lunch. Well, eat that and tell me how much the bill is. 42 damage. Pretty nasty. 30 damage, and we got 28. We get there. We still got the attack potion in reserve if we need it. 24 damage is a joke. Bullseye, Zap. These we know these names better than we know our own grandparents' names at this point. Look at that. Beautiful fight. Darkstone. Not really thrilled about it, but it's okay. I would happily add another cool-headed. Upgraded cool-headed. I'm not taking any... I'm not drinking any freaking Merlot, and I'm not taking any basic cool-headeds. Honestly, we want the draw. And the draw, it wasn't all that in a bag of chips, but it gets us to bias faster. Biased is like the most important card for us. Melter's also kind of sick. Oh, I forgot we had Echo Form. That was perfect. This and this gets you there. Dude, we're like, I mean, admittedly, Echo Form helped us out a ton here, but like, we're freaking cruising, bud. Look at this. On Ascension 16, no less, I would add a rebound. And the deck is like, it's getting a little thick. But I don't think that's horrible. A beautiful buffer. You love to see it. I also would love to not take damage this turn. Well, Biased plus Equilibrium takes you to 19 block. And Buffer is free. It sucks to lose the Buffer, but... I mean, we didn't have it in our deck to begin with, so... Not all those who wander are lost, brother. Not all those who wander are lost. You're doing 24 damage. You're doing 18 damage. I have 21 block. Let's get this going. Let's get that. I mean, that's the worst attack of all time. But the lock on... The one thing we're lacking in our deck is, like, really good damage. I think... Let me think about this. I think we want to... 12, 24, 6. Okay, I think I want to rebound a Cold Snap. Just to make sure we're not taking damage on this turn. I wanted an Ice Orb at the front so that I was sure that we had the damage covered. What I was going to say is we lack, like, a card that we can play for, like, 60 damage. Like a Tempest or something like that. Or a, I don't know, a Sunder. Streamline's kind of there, if you'll excuse me. I think what we're looking for is... like lock on to get chained so that at least our meager passive lightning damage can add up. I don't really like recursion. Maybe if we had more draw, I could be persuaded, but I mean, I think the bias upgrade is very valuable. I would love to add a capacitor to the deck as well. So this sucks because we're gonna draw, or we're gonna avoid confusion. Which means our bias cognition is not going to carry us. Unless... But Snecko Oil will block confusion anyway, so... Or it'll block confusion and then we'll get confused. Regardless, so... I think I'm going to drink a potion. I was kind of hoping we get draw out of it, but 24 damage and like lots of energy is definitely sick too. So we'll tank the confusion... by not becoming confused. And then I guess we're just going to have to rely on bias to, like, do what it does. Which is fine. Yeah, why not? And, like, that's nice. And then let's not take damage. I mean, you only have 43 HP. A bias cognition should make pretty short work of you if I were ever able to get one out there. I don't want to take any damage, so As much as I want the bullseye out there. Man, we're still going to take 2 damage off of this. So it's depressing. Where's my bias, man? There we go. Compile you. Smack you. Melt you. You're dead. Okay. That was like the first damage we've taken this whole floor, I think, which is kind of crazy. We don't need... They don't fit what we're doing. They don't understand. Ah! Bias in the hand! Now we're cooking. Worst compile driver of all time did just drop, but that's okay. I don't really want to use Snecko just in case it like ruins my whole run. We actually don't even need to put up any block either. I can smack you, kill you, and then play... I mean, we might as well, but at least we don't have to deal with shielded Andrew anymore. I would rebound a cold snap. And there's no reason... Well, cool-headed is great for draw. But we get the Ice Orb anyway, so there's no rush, I think. We do have kind of an AoE problem. Because, like, eventually this guy's going to attack. Like, this turn, I think. No, he's taking another turn to summon some Andrews. Let's see if we get a Melter out of this. Well, why would I even cast that? We just... No, I need to cast it because I need a... okay, oh, it's something, but, like... at some point, we gotta start doing some damage, man. Okay, that's too many Andrews for us to deal with. We need to figure this out. Toot sweet. I think I might have myself in a bit of a pinch here. If it all goes wrong, we can pop the smoke bomb at least. Buddy? Wait, this is an elite fight, though. I'd rather not. 27 block. You're doing 54 damage. 50, 27, 13, 40. We take 14 down. I'm going to give this a try. I recognize we're taking damage, but all we got to do is... It's like a tempo thing. That's a big hit. Okay, so he's going to take a turn to summon some... No, he's going to take a turn to ruin my life? 21, 14, 35. You're doing 48. I want the relic, man. I'm going to have to rest anyway. I want the relic. I want to start working them. Lightning orb closer to the front. This might be a huge mistake. Like, we really have no means of dealing, like, AoE. I mean, we have a sweeping beam, but, like, that doesn't mean anything in today's workaday world. I think I still might need to pop the potion, man, because I can't deal... I need, like, an electrodynamics. I gotta go. I should have left earlier, but I gotta go. Maybe I should have popped this first. Just to see. Okay. Okay. A little bit more... my speed. 1 cost, streamline next turn. Would go crazy with a biased. You already knew that. Eat it. We gotta eat 1 damage. That's not so bad. I'm just annoyed, like a lack of self-repair. You need lightning. Learn your lesson. You need lightning out there. 17 damage. And, like, I can't stress enough, like, a capacitor is... I don't even know if it's, like, negotiable. Like, we need it, man. 28. We're gonna have 31 block. I think we just gotta keep putting the boots to you, honestly. Again, we don't need to summon an Ice Orb to fill the final spot, because the relic does it for itself, but... So 21, 13... It's 34. That's 36 damage. I'm drinking it, bro. I'm drinking it. And I think that we have been unbelievably, mercifully saved. Even though if I played this stuff in like a highly horrendous order. That Snecko Eye came through in a pinch and it really helped me out. But I'm very concerned about what our life looks like against the boss. I think I gotta rest, unfortunately. Great power would go a long way. It's another AoE boss. Just not really what you want to see, and I really wanted Bias to show up very early. That's pretty early. I can't really be upset. We need to draw our lightning orbs as fast as possible. Please rebound a compile driver, and then get rid of the thing that you wanted to draw. Fantastic. We'll compile. We're gonna have to, we have to kill you, man. We gotta get this show on the road. I don't see a world in which we can make it out of this, to be honest with you. 24, you're doing like 40. It's a nasty hit for sure. Sweeping beam is something. We really want to draw more lightning enabling orbs. If that's not gonna happen, that's okay, but I don't know how we're gonna get 257 damage done to you. I think I've stalled out. 2 damage. Well, at least we've only got 1 enemy on the screen. You gotta probably like a rebound cool-headed. 31. Add that on top. 36, 43. We take 7. We're definitely not out of it. I'm just like, I'm acutely aware of how anemic our damage is and how you can't just like defend yourself out of this one. You can on some runs, but I don't think on this one. Of course we could melt him, but we also need to like take as little damage as possible because he's gonna hit us for like 100 on one of these turns. So I mean, I'm gonna make a bold play. I'm gonna rebound a bullseye because I feel like part of our success might hinge on making this guy locked on 100% of the time. Like, that's the best damage that we're capable of dealing. And now he's summoning some more Andrews, which is potentially kind of devastating for a guy like me. Just hit him with the rebound. It's the best attack, man. I'm scared, dude! I don't think we could get him. I feel like we might have to just commit to him at this point. And that means that there's a lot of luck involved, because I need the lightning orbs to hit him. Well, he's still locked on, which he no longer is. So we're cooked, right? You're putting out 60. Well, does an equilibrium keep us in the game? 1426 takes us to 64. You're doing 63? Which allows us... Sorry, Melter, I wish I could. But instead, we get to play a rebound streamline. Oh, we're at 65. My mistake. Now, you're doing enough to make me upset. It's like we gotta... See what this does for you. That's the one time I didn't want it to hit you, man! 21, but you're doing 22? So I'll live with 1 HP, and I just gotta do a little extra damage to him next turn, man. I just gotta do a little extra damage to him next turn, and then we live to fight another day. 27 damage. I can't believe it's not... Oh, it is gonna work. Oh, please, echo form. Okay, let me think about this. I mean, we're not there. It has to be creative AI, because we're actually asking it to bail us out of like a nightmare situation. And then I almost feel like the run is so cooked, it has to be Snecko. Like, we kind of have to maximize the chaos that we got here to stand a chance. And I'm deliberately, like, I think it's a low chance of finishing the run, but starting with an electrodynamics and a bias cognition is very nice. And as well, we just play our equilibrium then, and I mean, you guys are in a rough spot. We still got the frost backing us up. Adding like a genuine electrodynamics would be such a beautiful, beautiful card for us to have in this deck. to deal with AoE, because we are also fighting the AoE boss. Random Storm, Random Cool-Headed, and I passed my turn. One Lightning Orb and this is over, which we can just get from a power now that I think about it. Okay, Self-Repair would also be nice. Meteor Strike would be nice. These don't fit, especially now that we've taken Snecko. 190 gold? I can't give you that. I can't give you 190 gold when we have, like, double purchasing power. Well, this is free. This is free. This is free, and we're gonna have 16 block, right? 15 block? Either way, you're doing 33. My god, we get there. Now take a turn off. They're not taking a turn off, guys. They're not taking a turn off. You have to play Biased. It sucks that it's expensive, but you gotta play it. We're gonna have 14 block, and to be honest with you, that might be as good as it gets. 10, we're gonna have 24 block. So we're gonna take 18 damage right to the dome. It's crazy how fast this fell apart after our second floor, where things on the second floor were actually like, I mean, it felt like we were on top of the world, man. Until that one elite fight where everything stalled out. Creative AI. This is like essentially a win condition. That and bias showing up are insanely important. Recursion's a lot of damage, but like there's a level of like so what in there. That's you should have rebound, reinforced body. That's like, yeah, okay. Whoa, everything's fine. As soon as I see electrodynamics, then I know it's gonna be a lovely day. You know what I'm talking about? The note is very long. I can't hold it the whole time. I don't really want a zero cost recursion. I don't really want to reprogram. It kind of runs counter to what we're trying to do. Okay. Can you guys not all attack on turn 1? Zero cost echo form, crazy. 16 block, very nice. Now here, I guess I'm a different kind of beast. I'll hit you a little bit. And we would love like one extra ice orb, I suppose. So we're going to get hit for like, I don't even know, 23 or something. Like we're real light on the damage front. But you are deceased. It sucks that the second one is like, well, if the second one's going to be a huge overkill, you should do that. Provided I can still kill you without taking damage. Which might actually, you know what? Let me think about this. Dual cast is 10 block. And then well, let's draw. Let's draw. When in doubt, do some draw. But now how am I going to generate 10 block? Can't be done, but I can at least knock you out. How did we screw this one up so bad? It would have been better to maybe just kill him, man. This is an exceptionally important card in our nightmare situation here. Sure, okay, I'm not playing a zero cost defend for no reason, but you're getting the works right now. I mean, your life is over, right? At least close to it? No, I can't play any attacks. I don't see us making it through this. Which is probably self-evident, but like, we'll play it out. You never know. We got fruit juice is a beautiful thing to get there. Equilibrium is a beautiful thing to get. And then, I was going to say everything here is like half price. These aren't necessarily the relics I'm looking for. How about 2 potions, which is 10 HP? We don't really care about the energy too much. Like, our energy is not a huge problem for us. But for 67, like, maybe consider it. Listen, I don't think... No, meal ticket's not going to manifest well for us. If we're not going to hit another shop, though, we gotta buy this place out, man. I don't really want to remove any of my cards. I mean, there's lots that I'd like to remove, but maybe I'm guilty of the fact that, like, because I feel like there's not much for us to... there's not much time for us to really tailor our deck by removing our strikes and defense, then, like, why bother removing any? Let's... You never know. Maybe Abacus comes through in the clutch and helps you out. And Regal Pillow's keeping us alive. Not the power you want to see, necessarily. But... something. How about an attack? Honestly, it's crazy, but FTL gives us a better chance to draw into our win conditions faster. How about a 1-cost cool-headed? How about a 2-cost cool-headed? And a 0-cost bias cognition! I never lost faith! Never once did I lose faith, even as my voice trailed off and got way, way, way meeker. Not for a second did I think that we were cooked. Well, we should draw 2. And then the weaken is like 12 block or something. And the melter is 1 damage. Well, it's 5 damage. That's true. Okay. We actually only take 1. I thought that turn was going to be much worse. We really need Capacitor, bro. Capacitor would go insane right now. Okay, random powers. We want to see buffers. Another creative AI is great for, like, tempo. Be nice to, like, yeah, cast and cast. This is better than it looks, because we can now double evoke this, and we'll get another block here. Now, we don't get to play creative AI, but it can come back around, and maybe it'll think about what it's done, and it won't cost so freaking much next time. I would happily throw out a bias cognition. It's like our only way to generate lightning orbs. And then let the whole hand go by. Don't retain it. I don't know if you retain burns, but I don't want to screw up our draw either way. Holy cow. Speaking of which, again, we don't need to retain them, so let's not retain them. You can't take it with you, man. And I'm very thankful for Art of War. Surprisingly thankful for Art of War here. So again, this is like 12 block. Well, this is 5 block. This is 13 block. Yeah, now you're thinking. It'd be nice to evoke, but I'd rather, like, dual cast it out there if we could. 19 damage, 33. So we're taking, like, 5? Taking 6. Certainly not the end of the world. And we'd love to... I mean, we play a power, because it's a power. Play cool-headed, because we need some block. Sweeping beam because it's free. Defend because it's free. Defend because we're taking damage. And now you're dead. We made it through that pretty well in the whole scheme of things. Now we did use 2 potions, but still. I think that's all right. I kind of can't believe we get a chance to rest. Let's make Equilibrium better. We tend to play it many times when it shows up, especially cheap. I don't know, man. We got Snecko Eye Dead Branch. So give it a chance. Heat Sinks is not really what you want to see. But cool-headed is. Holy cow. I guess I can't believe that it's the right play, but Streamline ended up working out just fine for us. Still don't really have what we're looking for. Now we have what we're looking for. How about a Biased? Into a... this is a nasty one. Compile's free. Great draw. Fantastic draw. You could rebound Bullseye for 17. That takes you to 26. Or just put 13 block on it. 13 block on it puts us on 34. We take 10. Hits you for 17. You go to 26. We take 5. Can I do that? Yes. And we got to recycle. Recycle Dead Branch is kind of an interesting... Well, let me put it this way. I'm not playing this Bullseye, so give me the energy and give me the draw. A Hologram. I'd love to get a power out there. Hitcha. The dual cast is a free lunch. It's a great draw, man. Should hologram a sweeping beam? Another bias cognition? Don't mind if I do. I didn't even play our other defend, which is obviously like we should have, but... Okay, how about a rebound, streamline. Machine learning is draw. We don't really need it though. I think we'd rather just do something like this. Probably the order was a little scuffed there, but we only have to make it through one more turn. And this is a very helpful card to have for that purpose. I mean, it's kind of nasty. This takes off 20, right? And then you'll get hit for 20. Which should mean that we get hit for like 1. Or 2. That's still pretty good. Another reinforced body. Upgraded. Absolutely. Echo form. Exactly what you want to see. Okay, echo for me. Strike. Streamline. You probably just play it out this time. We don't even need to play cool-headed, but we will anyway. I don't know why. I guess because with retain, it's okay. All right. Bias cognition doubled up. Things you'd love to see. We're not taking damage. I think if we get a bullseye on you, it's over. Now, I just got to tell you, and I'm not thrilled about this situation either. I think I am going to have to leave this run in media res and come back to it later, which I think is very dangerous given the kind of like what I would consider to be the difficulty of running it right now. But I mean, I gotta pick up my daughter from daycare starting in a couple minutes, so it's got to be done. You're in a rough spot. That was an insane amount of damage. We have time, I would say, for like 1 encounter. It puts us very close to the boss, don't get me wrong, but, you know, it just is, it is what it is. Let's play it. Play it. Play it. Play it. Play it. And then, hear me out, like, why not heal? Because we might get potions from these guys anyway. You're doing 24? How about that creative AI? I think the creative AI pick might have saved us, and Sneko Eye, and maybe also Dead Branch. So basically, everything that we got might have saved us, but I don't think I'm telling any serious lies there. This turn's gonna suck. How about an attack potion as well? How about a quick doom and gloom? And then I only need to hit you for 8, which is very doable, man. And there's a multitude of ways one could make this come to pass. That ain't one of them. I have to kill you. This doesn't give us 11. Actually, it does give us 10 extra block on this turn. It's not enough to keep us from taking damage, but we were going to take damage anyway. So, yeah, I saw the sign, and rest assured, it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. I did, Jerry. I just don't want to see you next turn. Either way, I'm kind of, like, this run, it felt like after the first floor, we might be kind of cooked. So for us to get to the point we got to, I think is pretty good. 27 plus 24 means we're not taking damage, so I'm gonna stall you for another turn, just because I didn't see the damage cards I'm looking for. Now on this turn, I mean, obviously you're cooked. This cooks you, but it's quite expensive. It's got to be something like this first. 11 damage means nothing to me. And you're very close to being dead. Okay, well, we're gonna live till the next. Is it an elite next? Or have I lost my mind? You really don't need to build a good deck if you just get creative AI, huh? You do need to be able to play creative AI. Let's leave this one. All right. 2 encounters left to maybe make a great potion as well. For now, thanks for watching. I'll be back when I can be back. And here we are. It's 5 hours later. I don't really remember what... I mean, you can see the runtime. Obviously, we don't want this. 5 hours and 26 minutes. So that's, I don't know, it's been 4 hours and 40 minutes then. We play bias cognition. We start with an artifact. We play creative AI. And then somehow we win. I remember that part. I don't specifically... Oh, we have Snecko Eye. That's a big part of the engine here. But a little bit of this, right? We have no orbs. I guess we might as well. And you're not attacking. Okay. So I don't really know how we're gonna get out of this. Did I? Oh, because we retained. I see. Never mind. Okay, you're not attacking again, so I'm gonna play another creative AI, regardless of its prodigious expense. And like at some point, they're destined to give us a good power. We can play this for 1, and we'll be okay. So why not give me a heat sinks? How about a hello world? You never know. And then a bias cognition, and then a reinforced body for 1. And at some point, we're going to do damage to you. It's another creative AI, huh? Okay, a zap for 0 is kind of sick. An electrodynamics. We got 33 block. I mean, I was about to play another creative AI, but you gotta do what you can with what you got, I suppose. Okay. We gotta do 500 damage. I was really hoping to get like an echo form soon. But honestly, like a storm into another power is like... We're gonna be doing some pretty considerable damage with that. A strike, a dual cast, which actually gives us a lot more block. 9, you're given 9. We don't need to summon you. So this turn, we're gonna get hit. I mean, it's gonna sting. I might have come back just to lose. Or maybe, who knows, man? Who knows? How about, start with you for 0. 0 is a good price. How about, let's get some frost orbs pumping here, because life is going to get a little brutal. But I do appreciate the extra focus we got, even if we are losing 3 a turn, which is kind of nightmarish. Okay, well, I just paid it forward for energy. How about more bias cognitions? We can outscale bias cognition, man. Another creative AI? You shouldn't have, for like a multitude of reasons. Yeah, I mean, it summons a lightning. And then, I mean, we're only taking a little heat on this turn, and we're summoning lightning off it. We gotta hit you at some point. More creative AIs? Like, this is, it's funny. It's very humorous. But at the same time, like, at some point, you kind of need a little more. And all of our stuff is expensive, too, which seems, like, ridiculous, man. At least we get the little abacus play. So we have to use fairy in a jar, which is not ideal. Oh my god. It never ends, man, with these capacitors. How about some of that? I want to find a way to live. I guess the way that we live is like, maybe we kill you, because you're doing... I'm at 34. I can add 21. That takes me to 65. I guess I gotta play it. And we'll at least get a little frost out of this. I don't know how I'm gonna do... I can't believe we didn't get a single buffer. I can't believe we didn't get a... Oh, I didn't even do the math right! I don't think we were living anyway. Okay, well, that... I honestly feel like we kind of reached our ceiling on that one. If you enjoyed it, I'm just happy to have it in the books, and I'll see you next time. Later!